Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another installment of everyone's favourite series on my YouTube page, which is of course Beat on a Budget. For those of you who don't know, Beat on a Budget is when I try out the best affordable and drugstore makeup so that you don't have to. And today I thought, let's do a full beat. So I've done a full bronzy eye, I've done a full contour, glossy lip, everything that I love in a makeup look, and everything that I used was super affordable. We got to try out some new viral products like the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I got some really cool bits from Primark or Pennies or whatever you guys want to call it, and I also got to try out a lot of new makeup, so it was really exciting. Before we go any further, if you haven't hit subscribe, please, it's somewhere along here, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads from me, and if you want to see how this Beat on a Budget look comes together, then just keep watching. So the first thing I want to do today is prime my skin for makeup. I know that you guys know that I'm not the biggest primer fan. I don't go out my way to buy primer just because I really like my current priming routine, but today video, drugstore, let's explore. So I picked up two at first. I went to get the Revolution primers, so I got the Onyx primer and I got the Star primer. I have tried these on and off the last few days. The Star primer is a hydrating primer. It is so nice in the skin, but it smells like licorice, which is kinda a deal breaker for me because licorice is not my favourite. So this one I'm not going to use today, but I will probably use it in another video because it does actually feel really nice in the skin. I just kind of have to breathe in for a minute when I try it. Then of course we have the Onyx primer. This was one I was going to try today because it's black. It goes on black and dries in completely clear, and I thought that would be really cool for a video. Then, literally an hour ago, I get this parcel through the door from Makeup Obsession, which is the baby sister brand of Revolution. And in that, we have got their new 4 concealer shades. I've also got 4 primers. So we have here an anti-redness primer, a pore blurring primer, a mattifying primer, and a blurring primer. And I really think these will be really cool to try out. So I was like, yeah, definitely can use one of them. But then, I forgot I'd finally ordered the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer online. And this is a primer that Jeffree Star used. He compared it to the Tatcha primer that everyone goes nuts for, and I was like, I need to try this, and I've been trying so hard to get my hands on this for weeks, months maybe. Finally got it, so of course this is the one I'm going to go for today. So this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer in the shade Universal Sheer, and this is meant to be bomb, so I thought we would give that a little try today. So I'm just going to start off by rubbing a little bit of this onto my hand. I don't know how much you're meant to use, so I just thought we'll take like enough to cover a finger, warm it up between the hands, and then just take that, put anywhere I suppose that you'd want to put a pore minimising product on. I don't really feel like it's doing much, but you know, it is a primer after all, so you're not going to notice a huge difference with a primer. It's more kind of how it makes your foundation sit during the day, I suppose. So yeah, feels kind of nice. So for foundation, I picked up the Maybelline Superstay in the stick. So you guys know that I'm a huge fan of the liquid Superstay foundation. So I picked up the stick foundation in the shade 040 Fawn, which is the same shade as I am in the liquid foundation, so hopefully it is a match. So now that my skin is looking suitably oompa-loompa'd by colouring myself in with that stick foundation, I'm going to blend it out with a brush. But before I do it, I'm going to use this Primark Prep and Perfect Glow Iridescent Skin Primer and Elixir. I seen this on Styled by Abraham's Instagram story and I rushed out to buy it. It's like a kind of pearlescent, glowy, like drops situation, and it actually smells delicious, and I've been using it for a few days. And I actually have been really liking it, so I just thought we'll just do the kind of Instagram typical colour it in, and then we'll go in with a brush and blend it out. Like I said, I have been wearing this a few days before, and I have been really liking it, so far so good. I'm going to go in and do a little bit of concealing and contouring with creams just now. For concealer, I was so excited to receive the Makeup Obsession Mega Concealers. I have been really excited to see these since I first seen them teased online. But the colours that I got, they're going to be a little bit dark for me to use on my under eyes. But I thought this one here would be a really nice shade for contouring with. So I'm going to try that. So I love the big applicator that this comes with. I think it's really cool, and the formula seems really nice. It does seem kind of sheer, but in a nice way. It's not like a thick cakey one, so I know that I can kind of put this on and buff it into the skin and it's not going to look super heavy and cakey. I'm going to go back in with this brush, which is actually another Primark brush. I think I've used this before on my channel. That is shade 15, so I got sent like 12, 13, 14 and 15, so they are a little bit dark for me, but I'm definitely going to go and hit my nearest boots and pick up a lighter shade, because I think it'll be really nice on the under eyes in a brighter formula, especially for the price, because it's only like £6 or £7. Because I'm not going to lie to you, the smell of that concealer is so nice. It says it's infused with caffeine, so I don't know if it's just like a subconscious thing, but I really feel like I can smell coffee. Maybe I don't, maybe I'm just imagining it. And as always, when I do my colour cream contouring, I like to just go over the top of everything, just with a clean beauty sponge, and push all the product into the skin, just so that we're not left with any excess product or excess texture in the skin, because I need all the help with texture that I can get. And actually the foundations went on really nicely over that primer, so the primer could be a winner from me as well. Let's hope so anyway. Okay, concealer. So for concealer I picked up the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealers. I got the shades Fair Beige, Fair Warm and Light Warm. These have been like so talked about online that I was like, I need to try these out. Like, I used to use quite a lot of e.l.f. They used to send me a lot of products, but not so much recently. I think looking at them, they all are like, online I always just go for the lighter shades because I like a super bright under eye. But the shade range of these actually looks amazing, because the lightest two are super bright, so great for paler skin tones. So I think I'm going to try out Light Sand today. It's got the big applicator that we like, so yeah, this could be a winner. That colour is really nice. Who'd have thought that the darkest one I bought was actually the perfect match? And the coverage is crazy good. So far so good. I think this concealer was like a £5. It was really cheap. Okay, I am not going to lie, I am really blown away with how full coverage and bright that concealer is. It looks so good. So shout out to you, e.l.f. You have killed it with this concealer. Well, so far, because we don't know how it's going to last on the skin, but so far so good. So I'm going to jump into the Makeup Revolution Lace Baking Powder. I used to use this powder all the time and I kind of came away from it just because I found other ones that I liked better. But I've seen that it's been like getting really majorly pushed again on their socials. So I've seen it all over Instagram recently because they brought out like more colours. I never really had a problem with the colour. I just found, like I said, other powders that I was using more. But I think we'll use this just to bake the under eye and set. And while we let that baking powder sit, I'm going to just set the rest of my complexion using the Maybelline Superstay pressed powder. I'm using the shade Fawn, which is the same shade as my foundation. I really like this powder. I've been using it for about a week now. I actually became that guy that keeps a little sponge compact in my pocket and tops up when I need to control shine. I became that guy. I think it makes my skin look so smooth, and I've been searching for a replacement kind of powder foundation ever since Urban Decay discontinued my beloved Naked Skin powder foundation, but I think this one can do the trick for now. Just make sure you're not leaving like an edge between your baking powder and like your overall setting powder, because then when you go to apply bronzer and highlighter, it's going to look a little bit patchy. So just make sure that this kind of area has got a really good blend between it with your powders, just so that when you go to put like highlighters and stuff on top, it's not going to give you like a really obvious line. We've all been there, and it's not somewhere that I would like to be again. Okay, so now for bronzer, I didn't pick up a new bronzer from the drugstore because I still have this big beast from MUA that I literally used one time. This is the Bronze Perfection in Shimmer. You guys told me to get the matte one. I couldn't get my hands on the matte one, so I picked up the shimmer. Colour was nice. It wasn't like giving me enough definition to the skin. However, I'm thinking for warmth, it'll be nice, and then I can add a little bit of contour on top. So I'm just going to load up my brush with this and just start to kind of bronze up the cheeks. And I actually don't mind it having a little bit of shimmer. I feel like shimmery bronzers are like something that we just don't get enough of, and I feel like they're making a really big comeback because who doesn't want to look bronzed and glowy? Okay, so disaster is struck. I couldn't find my NYX contour palette, which is what I wanted to use, so I'm just going to use my little Urban Decay one. A contour palette is a contour palette, so if you've got the next one, use this. If you've got the Urban one, which I am obsessed with, you can use that. I'm just using that just to kind of chisel out the cheeks a little bit. Nothing heavy, nothing extreme. I just want to look a little bit more, and a contour palette is the right way forward for that, right? And then I'm just using a little bit more of that Revolution powder on my little flat elf contouring brush just to carve out the cheeks and the side of the nose, just to give that contour a little bit more definition. Normally I would use a beauty sponge for this, but I just couldn't find one, so this will do. So I'm going to let this contour bake for like 5 minutes. I'm going to jump off camera, I'm going to do my brows, and then I'll meet you right back here for the next part of the look. Okay, brows are on, and now I'm going to just clean away this bake. And I'm really conscious of the fact that I've had my powder baking for so long. Guys, I still can't go over how bright my under eyes look. Elf, that concealer. I like it, I like it, I like it. I really like it. Okay, so I'm really conscious I've had this powder sitting for so long. I really want to highlight, but obviously, if I'm going to highlight, I need to make sure that my face is misted and damp. So I'm going to spray, but beforehand, let's decide what highlighter we're going to go for. I have a few. So I went into Primark because I'm on like a Primark makeup hype right now. And I got 3 of their highlighters. I got Brunch Club, I got Gold Digger, and I got Mink Pink. I can tell right now, Mink Pink I am not going to use today because it's not the vibe I want. It's kind of silvery pink. This one here, Gold Digger, looks really nice, right up my street. And then Brunch Club is like a kind of really pale, like iridescent topper type one, so maybe layer. But then, so that was my highlighter sorted, and then Maybelline Puma went viral online, and I had to pick that up. So I really want to try this as well. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlight in the shade Knockout in collaboration with Puma. This one, I don't know if you guys can see, but it looks so good. So we're probably going to do a little bit of excessive layers of highlight just to kind of get the cheeks as popping as possible, because, you know, we can be beating a budget, but it needs to be popping. So we'll do that today. So I'm going to mist my face with the Primark setting sprays. So I picked up 2. I picked up Hydrate and I picked up Glow. The glowy one is infused with vitamin B6, illuminating petals, and aloe vera. The Glow one is infused with vitamin B5, illuminating petals, and aloe vera. So this one is to give you a glow. The Hydration one, which is this one here, the blue, which looks very like Saint Tropez tan, or is it just me? This is infused with rose water, hyaluronic acid, and aloe vera. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is use the Hydrate one now and the Glow one to set. That's what we'll do. So we're going to give this a good shake. This is £4, guys. A good shake. I mean, look how nice it is. It does look like it should be fake tan, not a setting spray, right? And now that all the powders are melted into my skin, and it should be a little bit on the hydrating side, let's go in with highlighter. So I think the first one I want to use is definitely this Maybelline one. It looks so pretty. Oh, she's cute. What do we think? Do we like that? Oh. This is a major AF highlight. Okay, that highlight. I am obsessed with this highlight. I think my cheek is looking super glowy. Of course, I'm just going to use my contour brush and blend out the edges because I've not got a blusher. It's kind of got like a lilac shift to it in some lights. I don't know if you guys can see if it's picked up on camera, but it definitely has a lilac shift in real life, which is kind of cool. I do think I want my highlight to be a little bit more popping, so I'm going to use this Primark one. This is Gold Digger. Instantly, as I hit my brush into the pan, we are getting glitter explosion. But on the cheeks... on the cheeks, she is blinding! Yes! That. Guys, I cannot go over this. This makeup look, oh, like the highlighters just took the look to the next level. Obviously I love everything I've used so far, but the highlighters are definitely the start of the show for me. I am popping. So just when the glow, can't get any more real. I'm going to set my makeup in place, and for that I'm using the Primark Glow Setting Spray. This one is the silver, this is the glowy one. Let's see how this works on the skin. So I did that off camera. I actually did it twice because the first time I did it I thought let's do something colourful and exciting, and I didn't like how it looked. And rather than try and recreate it and give myself a mental breakdown, I thought, let's do something really easy, really bronzy, and really easy to wear. So I have went in with the Lottie London Xthuyle Living My Best Life eyeshadow palette. This palette I have seen online for so long, and I've been dying to get my hands in it. It's one of the ones that I always go in Superdrug and I'm like, I'm going to buy it this time, and then I just don't. But I'm glad I did, because it's got a really nice mixture of colours in it. So I don't know if you guys can see because the lights are so blinding, but you've got a really nice bottom row of matte, like warm transition colours, and some pops of colour and shimmer on the top. I did go in with the kind of blues earlier on, but it wasn't working for my mood today, so I thought let's just keep it bronzy, keep it easy. Wait until I know. And I've been using this palette like pretty much every day since I got it, so I'm glad that I get to film with it today. I was going to use like an eye base that I've used already, but I thought let's try the e.l.f. concealer as an eye base. You guys know I'm being such a hypocrite because you know how I feel about concealers and eye bases and how one of these things is not like the other, but today I'm going to be a hypocrite. So I'm going to just take a little bit more of this e.l.f. concealer and just load it up all over my lid, and then I'm just going to pat that in. You know what I love to use, this big Urban Decay large blending brush for applying any sort of like creamy opaque eye base, because I can really just pat it into the skin and give it a really nice finish, and it just takes away any creasing and gives me a really smooth canvas to work on for doing my eyeshadow. Because one thing that I've really noticed recently is that I need this kind of opacity. My eyes have been getting really like not good for doing eye makeup on. Like I feel like they're just succumbing to age, and we do not want that. So I'm just going to pack this on. I did find when I used it in this side it actually went on beautifully, so could be a winner as an eye base also. So I'm loading up a Xthuyle Luxe Putty crease brush into the shade Hey Girl, which is a really nice kind of deep warm brown. I'm just doing the usual Allan technique of stamping the colour in until I get it exactly how I like it. I wanted this to be a really easy look, you could just do it all day and night, so I'm literally just taking this, as well as getting it in that kind of outer, as well as taking the shape to the usual kind of just above the fold in my eyes. I've actually took the colour right over the lid, just because I want this to be a really easy and quick smoke. Then I'm taking a Xthuyle 224 Luxe Defined Crease Brush, and I'm taking that into the shade Chickatarian, and I'm going to just start really slowly to diffuse those edges on the eyes. So one thing I find, because I've been using this palette quite often, I love this shade, but see if I buff it out too much, it tends to sheer out and lose its warmth and looks just more like a kind of neutral brown. But if you just kind of pack it into place first and get the pigment really down and get that really nice definition between the darker brown and the more orangey brown, then once you go to blend it out, you'll get a really nice soft blend, but you'll still see the two colours like layered, which is what you're wanting really. By working in little small sections at a time, the pigment isn't going to move too much, so you're still going to get that really nice kind of join between the darker brown and the more kind of orangey warm brown. And then on my finger I'm taking this beautiful bronzy shade Cocolina, and I'm just taking that in the kind of inner corner of my eyelid, pushing it out towards the outer eye, stopping about 2/3 of the way out, and you're going to get that really nice like bronzy shimmery finish, which, oh, I just go nuts for this just now. This is like my favourite kind of eye look right now. Like I feel like, yeah, cut creases are great, but have you ever had a bronze smoke? Because this is like my favourite thing. Now I'm just repeating the shades from the top, the matte shades, I'm just repeating them underneath, just to give the eyes a little bit of a smoky lower lash line. And then once I've got the colours just how I want them, I just like to make sure that I'm going over all the edges and making sure that everything is super blended, just so that the eyes have got no harsh lines. And guys, can we just talk about that shimmer? Like, oh, I think I'm a little bit obsessed. So I don't think I'm going to do liquid liner today. I'm going to just put on some mascara, and then I'm going to put on some lashes from Primark actually. These are the Primark 3D Iconic Lashes. They cost £2, and I've seen them all over social media. I have been dying to get my hands on them. I've literally became that guy that was into Primark and asked the staff, like, do you have these in stock yet? And when they did, obviously I cleared the shelf because they are super pretty, super wispy. And I just thought they'd be nice for a change, because I know that I bore you guys with my usual lash routine. So I'm just going to pop off camera and put on some lashes, and then I'm going to meet you back here for the lip and the finished look. Okay, the lashes are on. They were a little bit fizzily to put on. The band was quite stiff, but I actually look really nice. And for, what did we say, like, they're only like, what, £2? So they're definitely a winner. Like, they are really good value. They look really fluttery and nice, and they go with this kind of soft bronzy eye look that we've done today. So I need to just finish off with some lips. So I picked up the MYX lip liner Suede in the shade Los Angeles, because it's meant to be really, really good. And then I also forgot that I have the NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie, which is so nice. But the two of them together, this is like a really dark brown ish pink nude, and this is a really pale like foundation lips colour, which I live for, but I want something just to kind of in between. And I just picked up the Obsession Belle Jorden lip gloss in Ever After. So I have used these in the video before, and I did think that for a gloss they were kind of matte. I think they're kind of like a liquid lipstick lip gloss hybrid, but I just thought this underneath would be really nice to lay down some pigment, and then we can pop on the gloss on top for a wet lip. So I'm just lining my lips with the MYX Suede lip liner in Los Angeles, then taking a little bit of that Obsession Belle Jorden Ever After gloss on top. And you'll see it does go on pretty glossy at first, but from what I remember, it did go a little bit more matte when it dried down. So a little bit of this Fortune Cookie Butter Gloss just right in the centre. Oh yeah, I love this gloss. I forgot how much I love it. So guys, there we have it. That is the finished look. We are fully beat on a budget, and I am living for this glam. It is so me. We got some bronzy eye, we got some glowy skin, we got a popping highlight, and the lips are just looking so nice. So this is the kind of makeup that I love to do on myself. I love to do this makeup on clients. Bronzey Glam is definitely my thing, and I'm so happy how this look turned out. If you guys like this look, then let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Are you going to pick up any of these drugstore products that I have tried out today? I definitely actually think the e.l.f. primer made a big difference. I think my skin looks really nice and smooth, and I also really like the e.l.f. concealer. So I think they were kind of the stars of the show. But then these Primark highlighters, which were £2, were just like unreal. So yeah, like I honestly feel like I'm so inspired. Like the shopping for the drugstore makeup was so much fun. Everything pretty much worked really well. The first eye look that I filmed today was not this, so I'm quite glad that I took it off when we did, because this is the kind of makeup that I love to do, and I actually feel like with my channel I want to just do makeup that I like. So I'm not really wanting to be doing like, oh let's do a cut crease for the sake of doing a cut crease. If I want to do a cut crease, I'll do a cut crease, but like I want to just do makeup that like speaks to me and inspires me, because it's the kind of makeup that I love to do, and I don't really feel like the kind of insta glam, like the really over the top makeup is my thing, and I don't think you guys really like it either. So I think if we just stick to our kind of like blown out bronzy, warm, soft glam, boy glam, but also fully beat, because I like to be fully beat, then I think that is the kind of makeup that I like to do. And when I do it, I enjoy filming it more. I think you guys like it more, so let me know what kind of looks you want to see. Also, if you haven't already, you can hit me up on my Instagram, Twitter and Snapchat. They're all up here in the usual area. If you haven't hit subscribe, please hit subscribe just now. I've got some really good videos coming up. I am really inspired and loving to film just now. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Give it a big thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, and I will see you next time. Bye!